I gotta tell you, if you grew up poor, even if you have money right now, you probably still can look around your house and see the tendencies that you took with you from your poor childhood into your rich adulthood. Just some things kind of stay the same. In fact, they were kind of asking some people who grew up poor, who now have money, be like, look around your house. What are some things that you have now in your house that you had as a poor kid growing up? And some of the things that they said, a lot of it has to do with being frugal. They said that a lot of people would hold on to some appliances. They said, look, if they still work, they stay. You know, they're not feeling like they've got to chase whatever the latest thing is, and they're not wasting their money on that. They're going, hey, look, this is getting the job done. Why would I get something new?
I had the same discussion with Rocco the other day. He was like, Mom, we need this new TV, this. And I'm like, no, we don't. This TV works fine. It's not broken. We don't buy new TVs till the old TVs break.
Yes.
And then I saw this little thing in his eye, and I'm like, this little you-know-what is going to break the TV on purpose.
Oh, no.
So I was like, don't you dare break this TV on purpose. I saw you thinking about it.
That is diabolical.
Well, I just saw the wheels turning, and he was like,
Then we got no TV.
We got no TV and physical violence.
If all of a sudden you look back and the cords are cut.
Yes. I will figure out who cut them.
Yeah, they're saying a lot of the electronics kind of for the same reason. You know, sometimes even if they no longer function, they'll kind of have them around thinking that maybe they'll fix them up one day.
I've got a juicer that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I save it because I'm like, one day I'll figure out how to fix this thing. I don't know how to fix it.
Oh, we grew up with two of the worst toilets possible. And we just wouldn't, my dad would fix them, sort of. And they just never really hit hard. And that stayed with me.
Yeah. And they say another thing you can see, even if people are rich now, if they grew up poor, you'll see tools or duct tape, things like that, because their mantra growing up was to fix, not to replace. And so they kind of take that into adulthood where they're like, yeah, I mean, no, if there's a way to salvage this thing and bring it back from the dead and keep functioning for us, we're going to do that rather than buy something new.
Fix it or try to do it yourself, even though you don't have the skills to do it.
That's exactly what my dad, when we moved into our house in Lake Park, the floors were bare. So his mom my grandma came down from Pennsylvania and said, we're gonna get this floor, we're gonna do all the tile. My dad goes, I don't know how to do that, neither do you. She goes, we're gonna figure it out. And they did.
Yeah.
Wow.
They just
That's it.
They had to.
Yeah, you do, because you don't have any other means. They say you can also tell, too, in the clothing a lot of times. If somebody grew up poor and they have means now, you'll still notice that maybe they do hand-me-downs with all the kids. That's just kind of a tendency. Like, each new kid doesn't get brand new clothing. You're going to be wearing what your brothers and sisters wore ahead of you. A lot of thrifting clothing, practical, affordable, just regular clothes. They're not necessarily going to buy all the labels. They may have a few if they got to go flashy for a night, because now they have the means to do it. But for the most part, the clothes that they wear are going to be practical. And they say, hey, look, I'm just going to wear this around or out to the beach. I don't have to wear a $200 T-shirt when I go to the beach.
It was tough in my family because they did hand me down stuff from my brother, but my brother was 6'7" and I'm only 5'11". So it didn't really look great, but hey,
that's a tough hand-me-down.
Swimming in a shirt.
What would you rather have, an oversized brother or an undersized brother?
Over, because
would you want to wear belly shirts?
You can't have you can't.
Do you want your clothes to be too tight or too loose?
No. You want them to be too tight.
You want them big.
Too big.
Yeah. So you'd rather have the oversized brother.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't be wearing no belly shirt to middle school.
No.
You would be endlessly teased.
If you grew up poor and you now have means, another thing they noticed was worn but usable shoes. You keep your shoes until they truly fall apart.
Dude.
And I'm kind of the same way. You got to have holes, no sole, all that kind of stuff. I'm holding on to that baby.
Guilty as charged. I will wear out a shoe. Virginia has seen me blow out shoes.
Yeah.
He wears them till they die.
One of the other things that people who now have means who grew up poor, they seem to have in common was old containers or Tupperware. A lot of reusable type of things like that, because a lot of times, when you're poorer, you got that cheap plastic Tupperware stuff and you're trying to get the most out of your food. So you're always kind of sealing it up and saving it for later. A lot of leftovers and things like that. You're not throwing away a half-eaten burrito just because it's half-eaten.
Never. In my house, I'm saving everything. I'll save a burrito for like 3 days and then like a squirrel go back and eat it 3 days later.
What was Tupperware one of them things where It was almost a club, and you'd have to go try to sell Tupperware to people.
When I was a little
Yes.
kid, yeah, they would have little Tupperware parties and things like that where they're really selling it. That's when plastics really started to invade our lives.
Yeah, that's probably when the cancer started kicking up too.
I'm sure there's a correlation in the rise of Tupperware parties and cancer rates.
So let's take these plastic containers and then let's put them in the microwave so we can release all these microplastics and kill ourselves slowly.
I had no idea what we were doing to ourselves.
We had so much Tupperware.
We called it progress. Also, canned food and bulk groceries, a lot of times, even if you now have means, but you grew up poor, you just have a knack for buying those kind of things because they're around your childhood home.
Love canned food.
Yeah. A lot of extra toilet paper and paper towels, they say you'll often find. Old towels and sheets. You repurpose still everything. That maybe a towel or a sheet you're going to hold on to longer than other people would.
Even if a towel has a hole in it, I struggle throwing it away because I'm like, well, it's still good. And
Right.
all the towels I grew up with had holes in them. Like,
that's the thing they're finding. You just don't ever lose that. If you had that and that was ingrained into you as a little kid, those fiscal sensibilities that, you still hold on to those forever.
you don't throw away a perfectly good towel just because it has 2 holes in it. No way, dummy.
You just don't do it.
Your parents would yell at you if you tried to pull that move.
And they said sometimes you might notice mismatched furniture where you're collecting furniture out of necessity, not style.
None of my furniture has ever matched. I love it.
When my dad first met my mom, because, my mom had 2 kids before my dad met my mom, and he was over there visiting, and he felt so bad because he put a drink on their table and realized it was just a tablecloth on top of a box. And he's going, damn, I gotta get this lady a table.
I got to move it and help.
Yeah. There's a couple comments going on in the KVJ TV chat right now about some stuff. Like Mike had said, saving grocery bags. Still doing that a lot.
Yeah.
As you grew up poor and now have means, and maybe you're still holding on to some of those grocery bags, because grocery bags could work for anything from something to take your lunch to school in to if you're going on a trip.
Garbage pail liners.
Look, Halloween isn't cheap. Sometimes you can use a bag for a costume.
It's true. Yeah. Laura said putting water in the soap. As it got to the end to make sure you got every full use out of that.
Put water in the soap, the shampoo, the detergent,
The
conditioner. We put water in everything.
We would do that with ketchup, where the ketchup was running low and you would put water in it, shake that baby up, and had ketchup sauce.
You're right.
That's another thing that I have noticed too sometimes is that rich people, even if they grew up poor, they hold on to the condiment packets and everything they have. I went to a rich person's house one time, went in their fridge, and they had all these individual condiment packages. I'm like, y'all can't just buy a bottle of Heinz? No, they still just, like you guys definitely have enough money to go buy a bottle of Heinz.
But you're beating the system.
Yes.
If you've got 12 little mini things of ketchup that you stole from Chick-fil-A, you're beating the system.
You're right, because I ordered Taco Bell not too long ago, and I forgot to get any sauce. I go, dude, you're fine. You got all that mild sauce in your drawer. I was out, devastated. Taco Bell doesn't hit hard if you don't have the sauce.